night, good morning, good afternoon, just about anywhere in the world that you are. Welcome to this CPL hot topics, the hottest topics in CPL. Welcome to you, one and all. Some massive things has been happening in the CPL. New players have been discovered. The red card issue. Players have been blowing hot and cold. It's all happening in CPL, and discuss today the happenings in the CPL and why these things are happening. Let's first look at the game with Barbados and the Trinidad Knight Riders, where Captain Pollard team, after Pollard disrespected the CPL organizers with the red card rule after he was upset over the red card issue of Narayan being sent off the field. Narayan became the first player from the West Indies and anywhere in the world to be asked by an umpire to exit the field. It's a first in history. The CPL has created history in world cricket by sending off a player off the field because of the violation the overrate rule, and it's a massive thing, and it's something that raised a lot of eyebrows even in Trinidad and Tobago. Pollard saying that this rule is killing the morale and the hard work of the players, and he has been gathering support from other players as well, because notable Jason Holders come out to criticize the CPL for enacting that rule and stating that he backs Pollard for lashing out against the CPL. Then the CPL hit back and say that they are not going to bend their rules for Pollard. So I don't know, fans, where this is going, but it's not going to end well, because I'm sure there are a few more players that will be eating out against the rules as soon as it start to affect them as well. So I don't know where it is going, but some fans say rules are rules, and they are there to keep the game covered. They are there to keep the game where it ought to be, so let me know your view on the red card issue with Pollard, and Jason Holder now speaking out against it. So that's the first thing that happening in the CPL. Then after these two teams, two gentlemen from these two, that Pollard is the captain of TKR, and Jason Holder is not a captain, but the both of them met in Barbados 2 nights ago, where Pollard team, TKR, blow away the home team. It was a packed Kensington Oval, and Pollard and his men riot over Barbados, hitting them out for under 70 runs. It was a very big embarrassment to Barbados, and Barbados and Trinidad have a rivalry, and to be dealt such a blow by TKR was very massive, and it was a very disappointing batting performance from the Rodman Powell team. And it was a very disappointing bowling performance from them as well. So, it just goes to show you that Barbados sit back and took it for granted that they are up against a team that has a lot of star players, and even though TKR have not come into their own over the last few seasons, they are still a very good team. They boast the likes of Puran and the likes of Russell, the likes of Pollard himself, and also Martin Guptill, and a few other big name players that they are boasting in their team. Even Narayan can come into his own whenever the time allows him. Form can return back to him in no time. So I think the captaincy and the whole demeanor of the Barbados team the other night was found wanting and was in question. And it remains to be seen whether they can lift themselves from the defeat against TKR. But it was good on TKR to have come back, and after the red card issue with CPL, to have come back and to show their frustration and to show their displeasure of the rule by putting to bed and running riot over the Barbados Royals the other night. Then Barbados felt very bad by the defeat that they have gotten from TKR, and then they play the Talawas, my home team, my team that I'm bringing, and they hit them out drastically. It was a very good captaincy last night from Rodman Powell, and it's a team that he has built. It's a team that he knows inside out, so that may be a factor in Jamaica Talawas losing last night, because of they are coming up against somebody that have built them and have caused them to reach the title the last time around that the CPL was held. That could be one of the reasons I hear one of the fans cussing out Brandon poor captaincy. But King have just gotten the captaincy armband. It's just a few games into the tournament. The Talawas started off very good, and when they started off very good, most of the fans were saying that the captaincy of Brandon King is admirable. And when he started to lose just 2 games into the season, he lost now, all on a sudden his captaincy is poor. So I think that is inconsistent from the fans to be cussing out Brandon King at the moment. Some of his decisions last night was very questionable, but he's a young captain. He's learning on the job. Rodman Powell is a tactician. Everyone know that Rodman Powell is the best captain here in the West Indies, and so to put him up and King together at the moment, King just learning the trade of captaincy. Rodman Powell been there and done that already. There's no way that we could say that Brandon King is a better captain than Rodman Powell, when Rodman Powell have been captaining for the last 5 years, and Brandon King just got the armband. So I think it was just some tactical misjudgment from King, and he will learn from his mistake. He's a very good chap. He's a very good guy. He has his head on his body. When the Talawas won those few games, everyone praised him. But when they lost 2 games now, everyone is calling into question Brandon King captaincy. I'm not doing that, and I don't think anyone should do that, because we have to give him time really to rise up from that. It was just poor captaincy last night, poor judgment, to be very frank and to be very honest. And I think he will learn from that. And Talawas last night did not use their arsenal of spin that they had to use, and I think that may contribute to the defeat, because as you see that TKR the night before used a heavy contingent of spin bowling, and that's what would have gotten them the massive victory that they have gotten the night before. When you look at the spin bowling of Fabian Allen, they were saying that Allen should have been used last night against the Barbados Royal. But when you look at Alec Athenies, the way that he played last night for those 70-odd runs that he made, it was class batting innings from him last night. The guy batted superbly, batted very well. So I don't think introducing Allen alone here, and I'm thinking we are back now, right? So I don't think throwing the ball to Allen could have bowled out Barbados Royals all by himself, when Alec Athenies was in a class of his own last night. It was superb batting. It was massive batting. It tells me that this young man have a lot of gut, have a lot of future, have a lot of game time ahead of him, and the guy is really his limit. And if you look, him by himself last night would have gotten the Barbados Royals that victory over the Talawas. And it's commendable batting performance from Alec Athenies last night. He has played massively. He has played well, and we congratulate him. We say to the young man, even though you are not a part of the Talawas and we support the Talawas, you have played massively well. You have played wonderfully good, and we can only wish you the best, and also the Barbados Royals the best, and also Alec Athenies the best, for him to continue to represent the West Indies with distinction, and even grow even more solid in his batting. But it was superb the way he went down on his knee and sweep the ball, the way he played last night. It was admirable. It was very admirable. When you look at the spin bowling of Iman Wazim, the fast bowling of Mohamed Amir, and a few others, they are world-class bowlers from Pakistan that knows to ply their trade, and he mastered them last night, and it's just wonderful. It is just good, and I applaud the young man last night for the way he batted against a strong bowling attack from the Jamaican Talawas. So Barbados won last night. The Jamaicans made 160 odd, and Barbados chased it down and won very comfortable because of the astute batting of Alec Athenies. So that was good. It was a good comeback. When you look now, let's go back to the red card issue and the problem with the red card. our view here at the West Indies Cricket Development Academy is that rules are rules. Rules are rules. Before the tournament started, it was made very clear to all of the players that this would be the rule. This would happen if you fail to bowl the allotted overs in the time span that you have gotten to bowl it and so forth. And if you had a problem then with the rules, you had to say it when they had that initial meeting to introduce the playing conditions into the CPL. So I think it was a bit hypocritical from Pollard after he was affected to have come out and bash the CPL in such a manner with how he did it, because he would have already know about the rule before it affected. Pollard historically have taken a long time to set his field, have played around with his field. Those captaincy style and attitude are not welcome anymore in world cricket. The game has to go on. The game has to be quitted. Persons need to go about their several business. So they need also to sit and enjoy the cricket, but not to be drawn out by the long field setting that Pollard was initiating there. And it has been a problem, the overrate issue in world cricket, and all that the CPL is trying to do is just to quicken up the game. It is something that needs to be looked at, needs to be revisited, but the CPL said they are not going to revisit it. They are not going to look at it. They are going to keep their rules. They are going to push ahead with their rules. So whatever Pollard say, whatever Jason Holder say, it's not going to help, because CPL made their rules and they are going to keep it. So there's no Pollard is going to get away from the rules, and the umpires will be looking out for the next time he plays, even if he's in Trinidad and he takes long to set the field. The rules are going to affect him just the same. So when you look at Andre Russell, since the guy went to TKR, he has not gotten the runs that he would have wanted. He has blown hot and cold, have not light up the CPL like he used to light it up, as punching way below his weight. And it just asks if he passes his best now, or if the best is yet to come for him. And so it's very hard on him. You can see he's frustrated. You can see his body language. He's not getting the runs he wants to get. He's not getting to where he wants to get, so he's well below the runs, whether he's not training enough, he's not batting enough, he's not running enough, he's not fit enough. There's certainly an issue with Andre Russell. There's something affecting him, whether the team that he's at is not comfortable, but something is affecting Andre Russell, and we just hope, for the sake of world cricket and West Indies cricket, that he will find some form during this CPL. And if he does find that form, I believe TKR is in the final and will start to blow more hot than cold at the moment. When you look at Carlos Brathwaite and the World Cup famously win that he got for the West Indies in India, and now to be coming into the CPL as a temporary player, It just show that either Carlos Brathwaite is now fit for commentary, not fit for playing anymore, not good enough. But he had gone to the MCL, the Major League Cricket in the US. And I think he has gotten some runs over there, but you know, he has just been brought in temporary at the moment. Let's wait and see what he has to offer. He has a future ahead of him, and I believe he has a lot to offer to the CPL and West Indies cricket. But I don't know what's happening with him now, whether he is at or is cold. We need to see him for a bit to be able to judge him properly. But the Royals brought him in, and maybe he could be slotted up at number 7 as a finisher, and maybe he can recreate what he did for the West Indies to give the Royals a chance. Also, there are a few more teams that brought in some players. So the CPL so far, the women's team, the women's CPL games started yesterday, and Barbados got a win yesterday as well. It was a very good batting from one of the ladies, got an 100 from the Amazon side, Sophia. So good to see the women getting some games, game time, and also the emerging players from the West Indies have been brought in also and has been slotted in those squads to give them some game time as well. So it's good to see that women's cricket is being appreciated here in the Caribbean, and they batted superbly yesterday. They played very well yesterday, and we're happy for that. So the CPL overall, the games in St. Lucia, most of them rain out. The ones in St. Kitts went very good. We got in all the games in St. Kitts. St. Kitts did not win. The Patriots did not win all of their game there at home, and now they are in Barbados. So Barbados played 2 games so far. They lost one very badly, a Pack Kensington Oval. Great rivalry between them and Trinidad, the Trinbago Knight Riders, and the Trinbago Knight Riders power the Barbados Royals. Then we have the Jamaica Talawas and Barbados Royals, and the Barbados Royals overpower the Talawas last night. So there are 2 more matches remain for Barbados Royals. They will have to win those 2 matches because the rest of their game will be on the road in Trinidad and also in Guyana, where the tournament comes to an end, and they must win all of their next 2 games at home to when they go on the game on the road. They will be in a better position really to play, because they would have maximum points on the board as they go on to the business end of the tournament. But so far, so good for the Barbados Royals. They have lost one and they have won one. They have 2 more to go. And one big one also against the Guyana Amazon Warriors that are shaping up well. They are looking good so far. They have not lost any game in the competition. So everyone eyes are set on them. Is this year their tournament? Let's wait and see. They will have to get through the Royals first, and then we will be able to see. So the CPL so far has been the controversy with Pollard and the red card. running to his aid is Jason Holder, saying that the Pollard saying that the red card rule in the CPL is ridiculous. Jason Holder coming out and say he backs what Pollard is saying. CPL hit back and say we are not changing our rules to suit you two guys, and any other player come out and say the same. We are not going to change our rules. So it's a back and forth between them and the CPL. What gone wrong with Andre Russell? Why is he blowing coal? Why is he not getting any runs? Why is he not getting any wickets? Why is he performing above standard, above what we come to expect, above what we know he can do? Is it that he's a TKR? Is it that because he's now a family man, he's spending more time with his family, he's not training, he's not playing as much as he wants to play? The energy and the desire is not there anymore. What has gone wrong with Russell? And when you look at a man that won the T20 World Cup in India for the West Indies in Carlos Brathwaite being brought in as a temporary player for the Barbados Royals. It's all happening over here in CPL. And so the CPL is a refreshing tournament, but the news in CPL, the happenings in CPL is raising the eyebrows. It is bringing into question what is really happening with the CPL. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but the women's are doing good. I'm picking the TKR women to win this year's CPL. I like what I see from Guyana yesterday. Brilliant batting from those ladies, but I'm going to pick TKR to win the CPL, the women's massive CPL. So we're going to give that to them, and I'm picking them to win the CPL. TKR women to win the CPL. They will be playing little later from today, from now. So let's watch and see how they go on over there. So guys, the CPL is reaching to the business end. There's a lot of matches to come. There's a lot of games to come. West Indian players so far in the CPL, Alec Athenies is a revelation. There are few more games remain for him to continue to show his quality. Let's look and see if he will be able to do that in the other games that come. Kirk McKenzie has been blowing very cold through this season so far, but he's a young man, so let's give him some time to show himself a bit more in this tournament. And Russell not going well at all, and Puran is beginning to come into his own, whether they shine the awesome form that he has been enjoying in the MCL and also for West Indies, whether that is being the shine is going out now. Let's look and see. He has a lot more games to prove to us that he continues to boast strong form. So West Indian players so far are blowing a bit under par in this CPL tournament, and we need for them to rise up more and to perform a lot better. That's all we have for you today. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you on the next review show. Please comment, like, and slash, and also subscribe to our channel. Goodbye.